it's really important that we build bridges. It's really important, and obviously it's happening in a lot of ways. I have been very concerned lately that there is not a lot of unity between like Black and Palestinian communities right here within the United States, where in the 70s there was, like, the activists definitely, the Black activists definitely reached out to and built relationships with Palestinians. There was even Panthers. The Black Panther Party had relationships with the Palestinian Liberation Organization. There was Panthers that even got trained, you know, by Palestinian guerrillas, you know, so that we would learn how to fight back here in the United States. But today, we need to work together more. But it's happening, even with this project, through hip hop. You know, people are finding mediums to communicate, to share their stories. You know, and in there's ways that we're going to work out how to bring our struggles together.
We found ourselves as Palestinians in Tupac Shakur's lyrics. We found ourselves in Public Enemy's lyrics. We found ourselves, they described our daily life, but the only difference is that they say Black, we say Palestinian. It's the minority that plays the role of the lyrics. Totally. Take a song by Public Enemy and change every Black word into Palestinian, and you have my life, my story, and the story of many Palestinians. And instead of the white man, you will find Zionism or an Israeli soldier. And I know about all the revolution that these people went through, how to become to have to be an independent here in the country, because if you're not, you're going to be talking about things you don't really care about and would not matter to you at all. You would become commercialized. We know about that too. We're very aware of it. We know about almost every underground MC. We look for them. We want to hear them, because this is the real thing. So American hip hop inspired us to do hip hop in Palestine. And what happened to the American hip hop is inspiring us till today, because we get to see what's good and what's bad. What should we follow? Not to make mistakes that other people did.
I've been in the educational system all my life. I was in it as a young child. In this society, you enter the institution. It's the educational institution, and I finished high school and I stayed in university, and I've been so-called educating myself through these higher institutions, higher educational institutions. And at some point I had to confront the fact that I had been immersed in a Western institution, and that my education was not giving me the information that I needed to liberate my mind and to be able to teach about liberation. And so for my PhD, instead of turning to academia and the institution to educate myself about Black liberation, I turned to hip hop. And I was able to understand the connections between global struggles for liberation. I was able to understand today's manifestations of white supremacy. And it was Black hip hop here in this country that gave me that knowledge. And I see people in Palestine using that same tool. Hip hop is a tool. And I see people in Palestine using hip hop to express themselves and document what's happening to them. You know, you look at Afrobeat in Nigeria, and Fela Kuti documented what the military state was doing to Nigeria in the 70s and 80s. And people in Palestine are using hip hop to document and write their own histories. And that's so important, because it's one of those things that not only will give people a voice, but will give them a voice that stands alongside other voices. And hip hop becomes that tool whereby liberation struggles can come together, not only to communicate with each other and with their audiences about struggle, but to really come together as a community of hip hop artists who are working towards revolution and liberation.
Most of the hip hop tracks, you know, are talking about things that used to happen and now rarely happen, which is not, we all know it's not true, but let's admit it and agree that today minorities feel more comfortable in this country than they used to 10 years ago. We don't. We do not at all. There is not even hope sometimes. When you hear the numbers of the kids being killed in Gaza every day, you have more hate to this state and anger. You have lots of disappointment every day. So I think that, well, first of all, I want to make sure that you understand that I think that what I just said, that minorities here feel more comfortable, I think it's an illusion, which it's layers upon layers. But in Palestine, we don't have even the layers. But as an artist and as a Palestinian and as someone who claimed to be revolutionary, I do believe in the future.
It's an attitude. It's an attitude of people who have gotten to that point where they have said, we have had enough, and now we are taking over our story for liberation. We will conduct this here until we're free.